Little bit better than. Aryna Sabalenka unbothered by ghost of Australian Open 2025. Sabalenka, who missed out on a coveted three-peat at the AO last year, looks to fare better than she did last time out as she fell at the final hurdle to American Keys. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka, who will look to reclaim the Australian Open crown after it slipped through her fingers in the final of the event last year, as she went down to Madison Keys, revealed that the shocking defeat to the American in the Summit Clash last year isn't on her mind heading into the 2026 iteration of the event. Sabalenka, who missed out on a coveted three-peat at the AO last year, looks to fare better than she did last time out as she fell at the final hurdle to American Keys. Going to this AO, I'm not really focusing on last year's result, the 27-year-old said. But of course, I'd like to do just a little bit better than I did last year, she added. Sabalenka also opined that the upcoming edition of the AO is not just about her rivalry with Iga Swiatek, adding that there are multiple other players like Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina and Jessica Pegula to look ahead to. Sabalenka and Polish star Swiatek share 10 Grand Slam crowns between them and have been a dominant force over the past few years. But Sabalenka said that there were several threats to the duo at Melbourne Park, including the likes of American Coco Gauff. A little bit better than. Aryna Sabalenka unbothered by the ghost of Australian Open 2025. In tennis, as in life, there are moments that define us, glories that lift us up and setbacks that threaten to haunt us. For Aryna Sabalenka, world number 1 and one of the most powerful forces in women's tennis, the Australian Open 2025 was both. A stage where she had come to conquer repeatedly, and yet, one where history eluded her grasp at the final moment. But if there's one thing Sabalenka has proven time and again, it's this: she's always a little bit better than whatever tries to hold her back. The rise and the almost triumph. To understand the ghost of Melbourne Park, we must rewind to the heart of the 2025 Australian Open. Sabalenka had entered the women's singles draw not just as a contender, but as a two-time defending champion, seeking a rare three-peat. Only a handful of women in tennis history have achieved such a feat: Margaret Court, Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley, Steffi Graf, and Martina Hingis among them. Sabalenka stood on the brink of joining that pantheon. Her journey through the tournament was a testament to grit, power, and raw competitiveness. In match after match, she bulldozed through opponents with her earth-shattering serve, brutal baseline strokes, and a mentality that refused to yield. Fans watched her laugh, grimace, roar, and express every shade of athletic intensity, the emotional roller coaster that makes her one of the most captivating players in the game. Yet in the final against Madison Keys, a veteran American playing the match of her life, Sabalenka fell just short. What seemed like destiny slipped away in a tightly contested battle where every point felt like a small war. Despite breathtaking rallies and chances to swing the momentum, the trophy slipped from her grasp 6-3, 2-6, 7-5. For many, that result might have been a career scar. For Sabalenka, it became fuel. Not about the pressure, about the process. After the loss, Sabalenka delivered a quote that revealed her inner worldview. Pressure? It has nothing to do with it. You always play with pressure. It's something you're used to living with. That line, simple but profound, gave a glimpse into why the ghost of Melbourne Park didn't chase her. Sabalenka doesn't run from pressure. She doesn't spin it into fear or let it fester in the shadows of her mind. Instead, she lets pressure track her like a rival in a rally, matching power with focus and intensity with clarity. In Sabalenka's world, being a little bit better than isn't about perfection. It's about alignment, the harmony between her game, her mind, and her resilience. Losses like the Australian Open final could have weighed heavy on a player's psyche. Instead, Sabalenka treated it as data. A lesson to be parsed, understood, and integrated into her evolution. Off-season, training smarter, not just harder. Rather than retreat after the toughest defeat of her season, Sabalenka spent the off-season sharpening her edge. She didn't just warm up with the classics, she experimented. Exhibition matches in Atlanta, New York, and high-profile events like the Battle of the Sexes kept her engaged, testing new techniques and strategies against a range of playing styles. What this off-court experimentation showed wasn't a fear of competition, It was curiosity. Sabalenka wasn't hiding from her mistakes, she was exploring them. She refined her serve and volley game, added tactical variety, and engineered a game that wasn't merely powerful but intelligently adaptable. By the time the 2026 season dawned, she had already claimed titles, including a dominant win at the Brisbane International, as proof that the ghost of Melbourne Park didn't spook her. It just made her more purposeful. A little bit better than yesterday. Sabalenka's approach isn't rooted in chasing yesterday's records. It's about being a little bit better than she was before. That philosophy echoes in every facet of her career. A world number one who has since captured multiple Grand Slam titles, Sabalenka is no stranger to evolution. After setbacks, like missing crucial shots against elite opponents or losing finals, she doesn't dwell on the pain. She asks, what made it possible to lose today and how do we shift it tomorrow? That's growth. Some athletes might let a slam final loss become a defining moment, a haunting what if. Sabalenka doesn't fear ghosts. She uses them as reference points to refine her craft. Mental resilience, the quiet champion. The modern game of tennis isn't just physical. It's psychological warfare. Legends are not always the ones who win every title, but the ones who can reframe setbacks into stepping stones. After the Australian Open final loss, Sabalenka's reactions showcased both her emotional depth and her psychological strength. She joked with her team about needing time off, cracked a few humorous quips, and then got straight back to work. This combination of intensity and levity, the ability to be fierce on court and still laugh off pressure off it, is part of what makes her a little bit better than yesterday's Sabalenka. Facing the future, Melbourne again and beyond. As the tennis world pivoted to the 2026 Australian Open, Sabalenka entered with a clear mindset, focus on performance, not narrative. She wasn't coming back to chase a ghost. She was returning to impose her game on the field and to make every match an exploration of how she could outlast, outthink, and outplay. Her record on hard courts in Australia is staggering. Match wins piling up, finals reached, trophies claimed. It's a testament to dominance but also consistency and adaptability, the hallmarks of someone who doesn't let one result dictate their story. And that's the real lesson of Sabalenka's journey. Being a little bit better than your past self means showing up with confidence, curiosity, and courage, even when history whispers that you fell short before. More than a player, a story of relentless growth. What does it mean to be unbothered by ghosts? For Aryna Sabalenka, it means embracing pressure instead of fearing it. She views every challenge, especially the tough losses, as data points.